Judaism itself has 7 parts to Judaism, 7 different parts to Judaism. And there's 7 different religions made into one during the Middle Ages. They took 7 different ancient religions and wove them together and put them together and called it today Judaism. But most Jews are not aware of that. And most people in the world are not aware that Judaism is nothing more than an amalgamation of 7 different ancient, prehistoric and ancient religions that have been molded into one. And so that's a whole story in itself. One of the ancient religions is the worship of the moon. That's one of the oldest religions connected to Judaism, is the worship of the moon god. The moon god in the ancient world, in the ancient Arabic world, ancient Egypt, there was a moon god. And today, that moon god is still part of what we call the Judaism today. And that moon god was called, if you look it up in the dictionary, Encyclopedia of Religion, you will find that the moon god of the ancient Arabic world was called Sin, S-I-N. Not that you've done something bad and you committed a sin. No, that was the name of the moon god. S-I-N. Look it up in the dictionary. Sin, and it will tell you, was an ancient Arabic moon god. Today, Sin is referred to as Allah, the moon god. But originally, the moon god in Arabia was called Sin. And so this is why today the Jews go to synagogue, because the synagogue is the house of worship of the god Sin, the moon god. And so we know that the Jews today have a lunar calendar based on the moon. And so, we say that there's tribes of Israel. Well, the Native American tribes also count their days from the many moons, not suns, but many moons.
Well, right. And the thing is that what's interesting here about tonight's presentation is that this is the foundation upon which we are told Christianity is built, right? That is the Old Testament. This is the New Testament. And it's only because this happened after this that we have, this point of reference. And I think that in understanding what has actually happened in the development of Christianity, you must take a look at the alleged foundation for it. And that is the Old Testament. That is the Torah. That is, right? So
yeah, but I've been saying that for years, and all I'm getting is just people looking like a deer in the headlights. I'm trying to explain to you, nothing just popped in out of nowhere. Everything has a history, and so go back and look at the history of the Jewish religion. And I can tell you some stuff about the Jewish religion that'll shock you. But I am totally sure, this is my idea, but I've been doing this for many years. I'm totally sure, beyond the shadow of a doubt for myself, I've got all the proof I need. And I can present it to you in the next time we do 2 hours, all the proof to show that there was, in actual fact, historically, no ancient Judaism, period. There was no ancient Israel, never existed. Period. End of sentence. It never, ever existed. There was no Abraham. And all 3 major religions say that they are Abrahamic religions. Well, if they're all Abrahamic religions, they're all killing each other. So that should tell you something about Abraham. All 3 religions are murdering each other. World wars are being fought between the 3 major religions that claim Abraham, and then we find out there was no Abraham. Abraham never existed. Abraham and Judaism and the whole of Judaism and the worship of Abraham goes back to Hindu. Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are Hindu religions. And there's a lot of the ancient Egyptian thrown in there, but basically Christianity and Judaism are a Hindu religion. The Hindus had it first, and they still have it today. And so in India, the highest ranking priests are called Brahmins because their god, the ultimate god of the Hindu, is called Brahman. And so you have Brahmins, and then the Brahmin priesthood will tell you that they are a chosen priesthood, that they are referred to as God's chosen people, and they are a Brahmin. And so you put an A in front of it, it becomes a Brahmin. And a Brahmin, because originally Abraham was not called Abraham, he was called Abram. Abram became Abraham. Well, Abram is A-B-R-A-M, Ab-Ram, Ab-Ram. Father is Ab, A-B is father, and Ram was the ram god of Egypt. The ram god represented the constellation of Aries, Aries the ram. So the worship of Aries the ram was Abram. A-B-R-A-M, Ab-Ram, or Father Ram. And so in India, you have Abram or Abraham. No, it's not Abraham. It's Brahman with an A, Brahman. And there was a goddess that was directly connected to the Brahmin religion. Her name was Saraswati. And so you have Abram and Sarah, or Abraham and Sarah. No, it's Abram and Saraswati. It's Hindu. It goes back into an ancient, dark religious history, thousands of years ago. But today, we don't care about that. That's all a bunch of nonsense. We don't care about that. We are the followers of Abraham. That's why we kill and rape and have pornography and child sacrifice. And then we see what's going on in the Catholic Church with the pornography and the boy stuff, and then we find out that it's okay for a 40-year-old or 50-year-old man to marry a little 8-year-old girl, and they have child marriages all over the Middle East. And then you find out in the Torah or in the Talmud, especially in the Talmud, there's all kinds of stuff about sexual connection between men, grown men, and 4-, 5-, and 6-year-old girls, etc. And it's just complete with that. There's a lot of stuff out there talking about how if a man has sex with an 8-year-old or 5-year-old, it is not considered immorality at all. It's only natural and normal, and nobody gets hurt. And right. So then you find out the same thing is believed about the altar boys. And why are they called altar boys? Because they're putting the boy on the altar, just like Abraham put his son on the altar to kill him.
Right.
I'm just telling you that there's a world of knowledge that's been hidden, and the word hidden in Latin is occult. Occult means hidden. So there's a world of occult knowledge about religion, government, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. The whole world is lying in the power of a dark, sinister, and evil force that's been around for tens of thousands of years. And mankind is still crawling on his knees, kissing the ring of the Pope and kissing the ring of the Godfather, and people are killing each other because of their belief systems, and nobody seems to know what's going on.
Well, and that's
what a world we live in.
And that's the saddest part of it, is that they don't recognize what the foundation is built upon. Today, the ram's horn is still blown, to signify certain things.
The shofar. The shofar is blowing the ram's horn.
And, this is just some of the resonant evidence of some of what's gone on here. Aries is the god of war, depending on where it is you read about him.
And then what about the Jews worshiping the golden calf?
The golden calf.
The golden calf is actually Taurus, the bull, the constellation of Taurus, the bull. And the Taurus, the bull, represents the sun in the sky in the age of Taurus. And so the Taurus is the sun in the age of Taurus, And so it becomes the golden is the sun, golden calf. The calf is Taurus, the bull. And so what's the next constellation after Taurus, the bull? If it is in Aries, the ram. So the Jews were worshiping the golden calf. Well, now today they're worshiping Aries, the ram. So they're blowing the ram's horn. And
right.
then after Aries, the ram, what comes next? Pisces. Pisces is the two fish. And so that's interesting too, is the two fish. Well, Israel, about 5 years ago, had a big news story that said that they found the oldest church ever built in the world today. The oldest Christian church ever built was found in Israel in an area called Megiddo. Megiddo has today the oldest church ever found, Christian church. And it's in Megiddo, Israel. And what did they find on the floor of this oldest church? That Israel and everybody agreed, America and England, everybody agreed, it's the oldest church ever done. First one ever done. And what is in the middle of the floor but the two fish of Pisces? And now we're getting ready to go into the new age of Aquarius. I'm telling you, nobody seems to have figured out how this dark system of world government, world religion, banking, international monetary systems, the industrial military complex, my God, there's a world of knowledge. People just don't know.
Well, that's right.
I've got on my website. My website is Jordan Maxwell Show. If you go on my website, you need to put in the word show, S-H-O-W. Jordan Maxwell Show, and on there you will see an advertisement for my research, Jordan Maxwell's Research Society. What that is another website I have dedicated to putting all of my research on this second website. It's huge, and it's going to get bigger. I've got thousands of more articles coming on to. I've got, I have on my Research Society audio, videos, places to go for documents, books, e-books, free documents, just an incredible array of like 15 or 16 different divisions of research on my Jordan Maxwell Research Society, which is cram-packed with all kinds of documents and pictures proving everything I'm telling you. It's all there. So just go on Jordan Maxwell Show.